Freelancing gets sold as the dream. Be your own boss, set your own hours, work from wherever you want, never answer to anyone again. And for a lot of people, the early days genuinely feel like that. Then somewhere between month 6 and month 18, the reality sets in. You're working as many hours as any employee you've ever had. You have no benefits, no paid time off, no safety net. If you stop working for 2 weeks, vacation, sick days, anything, your income stops completely. That's the freelance trap. And today I'm showing you the 3 exits. Welcome to Off-Clock Hustle. Freelancing is a legitimate starting point. Trading a skill directly for money without a boss or a fixed schedule is real freedom in the early stages. I'm not here to tell you freelancing is a mistake. It's not. It's how a lot of people build real professional skills, real working relationships, and real income faster than traditional employment would allow. But the economics of freelancing have a natural ceiling, and if you don't see it coming, it will trap you. You can only bill so many hours in a week. Your income stops the moment you stop. There is no asset being built in the background. The freelancers who build genuine long-term success and financial freedom are the ones who recognize the trap before they're fully in it, and build a deliberate exit while the freelance income is still supporting them. That's exactly what today's video covers. Before you can exit something, you have to recognize that you're in it or approaching it. Here are the specific warning signs. Income plateau. You've maxed out your billable hours, or you're at the point where raising your rates simply means fewer clients at the same total revenue. You've hit the ceiling that trading time for money naturally produces. There are only so many hours in a week, and each one can only be sold once. No safety net. You feel the financial pressure of every slow week, every client who delays payment, every month where the pipeline is thinner than usual. You don't have the buffer to turn down work that isn't a good fit, to take real vacation without stress, or to handle a slow quarter without affecting your lifestyle. The gig-to-gig nature of most freelance income creates a financial anxiety that employment, ironically, doesn't. Client concentration risk. If more than 50% of your revenue comes from 1 or 2 clients, you're not really freelancing. You're de facto employment without the benefits or stability. Losing one of those clients isn't an inconvenience, it's a crisis. Feast and famine cycles. Great months followed by slow months, driven entirely by unpredictable client demand and pipeline that you're not controlling proactively. You're reactive to your clients' needs rather than managing a business with consistent revenue. You are the business. There is no version of your business that runs without you being present and actively working. No team, no assets, no systems that continue generating income when you step back. Every dollar your business makes requires your direct labor. That's a job, a flexible one, but a job. None of this means freelancing is wrong. It means it's time to evolve the model. The first and most accessible exit from the freelance trap is transforming how you sell your service, from custom, one-off projects priced individually to defined packages with fixed prices and fixed scope. What does productized service look like in practice? Instead of, "I'll quote you based on the project once I understand your needs," you offer monthly blog content package, 8 posts optimized for SEO, published schedule, $800 per month. Or social media management, 4 platforms, 20 posts per month with captions and scheduling, $600 per month. Or brand identity package, logo, color palette, typography guide, 3 delivery revisions, $1,500 flat. Why this works on multiple levels. The sales conversation becomes dramatically easier. The client knows exactly what they doze them at rebuying. There's no ambiguity about scope, no negotiating over every variable, no unclear expectations about what's included. You've done the mental work of defining the service once. The sale itself is now simple. Your delivery becomes faster. When you're doing the same defined service repeatedly, you develop systems for it. Templates, checklists, processes that cut your production time in half while maintaining quality. You're not reinventing the approach on each project. The business becomes delegable. Once your service is clearly defined and systematized, you can teach someone else to help deliver it. That's how you move from freelancer to small agency owner, not by hiring randomly, but by defining your service so clearly that others can execute it under your direction. Productized services are the bridge between solo freelancer and scalable operation. The second exit is shifting from project-based billing to recurring retainer relationships. A retainer is a fixed monthly fee for ongoing work with defined deliverables. The client knows their monthly cost, you know your monthly income. Both sides have predictability they don't get from project-by-project work. Here's what this does for your business. 5 retainer clients paying $300 per month each is $7,500 in predictable, recurring monthly income. That's your financial foundation. The same amount shows up every month, regardless of whether you have time to pitch new clients that month, regardless of whether a prospective client ghosts you, regardless of the normal variability of freelance work. When you have that foundation, your business feels completely different. How to pitch retainers to existing clients. After completing a successful project, propose the ongoing engagement. I could maintain your content strategy, design assets, marketing code on an ongoing basis for monthly rate. That would include specific deliverables per month. I could do a trial month so you can see the value before committing long term. This works naturally because the project created trust and demonstrated your work. The retainer is just formalizing the relationship. Retainer clients also tend to require less sales effort over time. You're not constantly prospecting and pitching, you're deepening existing relationships. The work becomes more efficient as you understand the client's context better, and the relationship often expands naturally as trust builds. One strong retainer client replaces a significant amount of project-to-project sales work. 5 of them is the foundation of a stable, predictable freelance income. The third and most transformational exit from the freelance trap is the hardest to build, but the most powerful in the long run. Creating income streams that don't require your direct time on every dollar they generate. Digital products are the most accessible version of this for most freelancers. Your expertise becomes a product. A graphic designer creates a pack of Canva templates and sells it on Etsy and Gumroad. A copywriter creates a copywriting course or a swipe file of high-converting email sequences and sells it to their audience. A developer builds a small SaaS tool or sells code templates on marketplaces. A marketing consultant packages their methodology into a digital guide and sells it for $97 to small business owners who can't afford to hire them. You build the product once. It sells while you're doing other work, sleeping, or on vacation. The marginal cost of each additional sale is 0. That's the fundamental difference from service work. Content and audience building is the long-game version of this. A YouTube channel, a newsletter, a podcast, or a social media presence built around your expertise creates an audience that trusts you and wants to buy from you. Once that audience is real and engaged, it enables digital product sales, sponsorships, affiliate income, and premium consulting relationships. Your content earns for years after you eat it. Subcontracting excess work is a more immediate version that many freelancers overlook. When you have more work than you can personally handle, instead of turning it down, bring in a trusted subcontractor to execute under your direction. You keep the client relationship and a portion of the revenue as the account manager. You're no longer limited by your personal hours. You're leveraging other people's time. This is how freelancers become agency owners. The mindset shift here is fundamental, from selling your time to owning assets. Time is finite, and you only have so much of it. Assets compound. The goal is to spend more of your working hours building things that keep earning after you've moved on. You can't exit all at once without destroying the income that's currently paying your bills. Here's a realistic transition sequence. Months 1 to 3. Audit your client base with fresh eyes. Which clients are worth keeping long term? Who can you approach with a retainer pitch? Start having those conversations now before you need them to work. Months 3 to 6. Productize your most common service type. Define the scope, the deliverables, the price, and the timeline. Create a simple one-page document describing the package. Test it on new prospective clients. Refine based on response. Months 6 to 12. With retainer income providing more financial predictability, start allocating a consistent block of time each week, even 2 to 4 hours, to building an asset, a digital product, a content channel, a small course. The asset grows slowly while your client work continues. Year 2 and beyond, the asset starts generating meaningful income. You have options you didn't have before. You can accept fewer clients, raise rates, or phase out lower value relationships as the asset income grows. The freelance trap exists partly as a mindset problem. Employees trade time for money by design. Freelancers often replicate that exact same structure while calling it something different. Business owners build systems and assets that generate income independent of their direct labor. You don't need to stop freelancing to escape the trap. You need to be building something beyond it at the same time. Deliberately, consistently, even when the client work is good and it's tempting to just stay in the comfortable income groove. The people who figure this out build real businesses. The ones who don't work hard their entire career and have very little to show for it financially when they stop. The freelance trap is real. Income ceiling, feast and famine cycles, no safety net, no assets being built. The 3 exits are productizing your service into defined packages, shifting clients to recurring retainers for predictable income, and building digital assets or audience that generate income without your direct time on every transaction. The transition is gradual and requires intentional effort, but the alternative is working hard indefinitely with all the downsides of employment and self-employment at the same time, without the benefits of either. You built the skills, now build the business. Are you freelancing right now? Have you escaped the trap, or are you feeling stuck in it? Drop your story in the comments. If you're in the thick of it and feel like you can't see the way out, describe your situation and I'll give my honest take. Subscribe for more real income building content. See you next time. Script 033, Off Clock Hustle, Escaping the Freelance Trap.